Okay, so once you've got your clay in an even consistency, we're ready to use it on the wheel now. Before I do that though, I'd put it into separate balls of clay to put on the wheel, and to help me with that, I'll weigh them separately, so I'll know that each ball of clay will be approximately the same weight. I'm going to be using a kilogram of weight of clay today. You might feel, if you're starting, that you're happy using a smaller ball of clay, like half a kilo. You've prepared your clay now, you've got your balls of clay, and you're ready to start using the potter's wheel. And the first process that we need to look at is called centering, and it's about getting the clay perfectly center in the middle of the wheel head before you start making a pot out of it. Most of the wheel heads, when you come to them, you'll see have got fine concentric circles from the outside coming in, and that can help you sometimes when it's placing that ball of clay into the center. Ready to start the throwing, and I can now turn the wheel on from the green switch on the side of the wheel here. The heel of my foot sits on the rest at the back, and the ball of my foot over the lever depresses it, and the further it depresses it, the faster the wheel turns with the clay on it. I also have out here at the front of the wheel, I have all the basic tools that I'm going to need to be working with for this first simple shapes that we make. So one of the most important tools that we use will be the sponge, and you will always need a bowl of water to pick some of the water up in the sponge, and that obviously helps as a lubricant while you're throwing on the wheel. And helps the passage of the clay turn to slip as the clay moves through your hand. So by applying some water on it, the clay moves much more easily and freely across your hand. Obviously, what you've got to be wary of is not using too much water, because too much water will mean that the clay disintegrates quite fast and can lose its plasticity. The first action against the clay will be some pressure, predominantly with the left hand, pushing down over the top of the clay to help it stay completely in the center and to anchor it onto the wheel head. So a small amount of pressure, just pushing it down onto the wheel head there. Fundamental to both the centering process and then the throwing process, once you start opening the clay, is the support that you have for your hands that comes either from the tray, with your forearms on the tray, pressing onto the tray, or from into your body, tightly into your body, so that support from your body or the tray. If you're working without that support, it's almost impossible to control and focus the pressure that you need to with your hands.